my name's David. I'm the Chief Medical Officer at Headspace. Headspace is a digital platform that helps you to learn mindfulness meditation kind of on your own terms, in your own time, from as little as 10 minutes a day. And the work that I actually do is overseeing all of the research work that we're involved in as a company, and I'll come to that. But in this talk, what I'd want to tell you about is how basically I've found my childhood dream job. I really have. But the thing is, I'm doing absolutely nothing I thought I would be doing when I was a kid. I'm in a completely different place, and that occurred to me the other day. Before I get into that story, it's a bit funny shaped, but you gotta love this kid. Yeah, you got it. Get a girlfriend, kiss her, rule the world. Yeah. So, when I was young, I had equally humble aspirations. If you asked me what I wanted to do, if you asked me what I wanted to do, I would say brain surgeon. I want to be a brain surgeon. And I want to do something entrepreneurial, maybe in a startup. And I want to be a leader. And I want to contribute to mankind. So, you know, your average job, basically, right? People would point out to me appropriately that it might be a bit difficult to find a job that ticks all those boxes, and I just thought, yeah, whatever. I'll find several jobs. I'll do several jobs at the same time. That's the way to solve the problem. It's okay. Hold on. Yeah, okay. So I decided, right, step one, brain surgeon, medical school. Let's go to medical school. So I went to medical school, did all that stuff, qualified as a doctor, and it was wicked. It was really cool for a while. And then it kind of started to dawn on me that it wasn't exactly what I expected it to be. It was nothing like, you know, ER or Casualty on TV. It really wasn't. And so, you know, yeah, occasionally I held life and death in my hands. And when that happened, if there was something I could do about it to make a difference, well, that was really cool. But the reality, I was an A&E doctor, was that I was actually just seeing patients on a conveyor belt. And the system, the factory that I was working in was kind of really inefficient. And so I always felt like I was being held back from what I, could do, what I wanted to do to help. So I got really frustrated, and I got to thinking, all right, well, what can I do about this thing then? I know, I'll try and fix the health system. Maybe that's how I can have a really big impact. So I transitioned out of clinical practice and into management, and started trying to, solve the system. I set myself the goal of becoming chief exec of a hospital. I don't do anything by halves, so I was like, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go there, then I can fix it. And the thing is, I don't know if anybody here works in the NHS, but it's a really frustrating place to work because it just doesn't want to change. Everybody's got the best of intentions, but it's so hard to make anything change there. And so, I was just getting more and more and more frustrated, and I got to thinking, well, maybe that's what working life is. Maybe the rest of my working life is going to be a battle with frustration. That's just, accept it, move on, get on with it. So it was at about this time that life took over. My father was injured, and after 18 months in hospital, he died. And that was incredibly tough. I'm an only child, and I tried to be strong for my mother, and I tried to keep going. That's what they tell you, right? Just kind of keep going. And I did all the things that doctors tell you to do, that psychologists tell you to do. I was doing all the stuff, and it wasn't working, and I became depressed. And so I did what I tend to do in these situations, which is, when I don't understand something or I want to know more, I started reading. I started reading books about human happiness because I was trying to find out what causes happiness, that I could try to recover that for myself. And I read this book by Jonathan Haidt called The Happiness Hypothesis, and it had one paragraph in it that I'm just going to read to you that made me sit up and pay attention. And it said, suppose you read about a pill that you could take once a day to reduce anxiety and increase your contentment. Would you take it? Suppose further that the pill has a great variety of side effects, all of them good, increased self-esteem, empathy and trust, and it even improves memory. Suppose finally that the pill is all natural and costs nothing. Now would you take it? The pill exists. It's mindfulness meditation. So I read this and went, well, that's interesting sounding. The thing is, I had tried to learn to meditate in the past, and it just didn't sit well with me. I'm sorry, there's a geek inside me, a science geek, and when I say meditation to you, you have a picture in your mind of the kind of people that do it. You can all see that picture, right? And that's just not me. So I was like, okay. Universe conspired against me, and at pretty much that time, I read a magazine article about Headspace, and it said Headspace is different because it doesn't have any of that kind of woo-woo about it. There's no humming, there's no incense. You can even do it on the underground on your way to work. Just 10 minutes a day, learn to meditate. And I thought, okay, I'll give that a go. So I tried it, and lo and behold, it was refreshingly straightforward. I didn't want to throw my phone out of the window at the end, and it felt kind of good actually, doing the meditation. So I kept doing it, and it was about 5 or 6 weeks. I just transformed completely. Other people could see it in me. My friends were asking me, "What are you taking?" And actually, I had stopped taking anything. I was just meditating, and it totally sorted me out. So, random coincidence, I happened to meet the founders of Headspace. I got to know them. I was always getting really excited about the science and stuff, the research into it, and they offered me a job. They said, "Do you want to come and do all of the scientific work for Headspace?" And I said, interesting idea. Not on my 10-year plan. Unlikely to get me to being a chief exec of a hospital. But the thing is, I had this personal experience, right? And I was sitting there thinking, okay, so I know this thing works, and even me, the skeptic of skeptics, I'll give it a go, and then I can do it, and actually it works. And so there's potential here. There is a potential to get something out into the world that can reach millions and millions of people in a way that they might actually accept. And if we can do science around that to generate more evidence, then that's going to even help convince more people to try to do it. So there was this awesome opportunity in front of me, and I was like, I don't know what to do. And it's a bit cliched, but literally I was thinking, if I'm on my deathbed, am I going to end up always wondering what would have happened if I'd taken that job? Yeah, probably. So, okay, I took the job, and now I work for Headspace, and every day I get to ask questions that nobody knows the answer to, and then dream up crazy experiments to try to answer the questions. And we're working with about 40 different universities around the world trying to understand this thing called mindfulness. What is it? How does it work? The thing is, we're working right on the boundary of human knowledge, at the intersection between medicine and neuroscience and psychology and even philosophy, trying to understand this thing that Buddhists have known about for a couple thousand years, it's really cool. Perhaps we'll even be able to understand something more about the nature of human consciousness by researching all this stuff. And this is what I get to do every day with the world's top researchers. The most exciting thing here is that everyone can learn mindfulness. Anyone can learn mindfulness. So there is this enormous opportunity to do good for a huge number of people, and for me that feels like an opportunity to genuinely make a positive dent in the universe, which is kind of really exciting. So remember that list from my childhood, the things I wanted to do. I wanted to do something to do with the brain, doing that. Entrepreneurial, yep. In a startup, yep. Leadership, yep. Contributing to mankind, hell yeah. I just wouldn't have dreamt it. Okay, I had this random list of stuff that just sounded like, the fancy, weird, wonderful wishes of a kid. And actually now I find I'm doing that every day because of this. And I've genuinely never been happier. So I'm supposed to leave you with a question, and my question is, what would improve in your life if you were in the habit of paying 100% of your attention to it?
Everything.
Good answer. Thank you very much.